What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLORIAN here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And today what I want to talk about is the updates we've recently gotten about the 6 extra episodes in Season 10 of The Walking Dead. So Insider just recently released this article that I want to go over and also link down below that goes over the latest bits and pieces we have for these 6 extra episodes and some stuff that is really cool but also really scary, like filming, who will be in the episodes and stuff like that. So let's get right into the article. So this article by Insider starts off with some just bullet points of just quick points made throughout the article, so it's like, you know, we can go over all these things quickly. So the first bullet point, which is pretty obvious, which is The Walking Dead Season 10 is receiving an additional 6 extra episodes in early 2021, which we all knew already. The next one states these extra episodes will be extra live action episodes, yet again pretty obvious. The next bullet point says series writer Kevin DeBolt describes them as in-between quels, which is a very odd saying in my opinion, but I'm assuming this means like, you know, in between, like, you know, tiny, like, you know, prequels and sequels and shit after and like, you know, before season 11. Well, not after season 11 and everything, but all before season 11 of stuff that happened like, you know, during season 10 and a little bit after. The next bullet point goes over the fact of, like, you know, who will be in the episodes and everything, which, like, you know, it says showrunner Angela Kang told Insider that they will feature Aaron, Carol, Daryl, Negan, Maggie, and the Commonwealth, and more, which I'll go over more of, like, you know, that later on in the video, but that's pretty cool and everything. Aaron, Carol, Daryl, Negan, Maggie, and the Commonwealth, which is pretty cool. The next bullet point, like, you know, says that Kang spoke more at New York Comic-Con's a virtual event about the episodes and how they're filming them safely during the pandemic. I did actually see a thing, I think on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, where they had Norman Reedus on, the actor who plays Daryl, and he did actually say that he's back to work filming, like, you know, filming The Walking Dead and everything, so I'm assuming that he meant, like, you know, these 6 extra episodes since he will be in them, which is really cool. And obviously they're, like, you know, filming under like extreme guidelines and everything, like, you know, mask, 6 feet and everything, having days on, days off, where some people go in this day, some people go in this day. Oh, and I'm recording this after I recorded the full video, but Norman Reedus has been recently posting some like pictures of him, like, you know, on set of, like, you know, The Walking Dead, saying like, you know, oh, it's good to be back and everything, which I think is really cool and everything, showing that he is, like, you know, 100% back, which it's just cool in general to figure out, or like, you know, see that they're actually back on set filming now, because it has been said by, I think, Lauren Cohan or, like, you know, Norman Reedus and everything, that in October is when they're gonna start filming again. And I've checked my calendar and it's October, and I think on his Instagram story he also posted a picture of him on set, like, you know, today or, like, you know, yesterday or whenever this video comes out, whenever. So all around that's pretty interesting, I guess. And the last and final bullet point says, in a live chat, Kang teased here's Negan fans will be happy soon, referencing a comic featuring the character's backstory. Now this is kind of weird because I don't feel like they will have, I don't feel they should at least have, the, like, you know, Negan's backstory crammed into one of these 6 extra episodes, only because I feel like this should be a thing for Tales of the Walking Dead, which is a thing I think Scott Gimple mentioned, where they will have, like, you know, backstories for, like, you know, characters and everything, and it'll be this whole, like, mini series and everything of, like, you know, Tales of the Walking Dead, tales of, like, our characters. So I feel like they should save, like, you know, his backstory for, like, you know, those Tales of the Walking Dead, or his own spin-off series of, like, you know, a mini series more so for his backstory. So kind of going into the article, like, you know, away from the bullet points where it, like, you know, explains a lot more, I'm only gonna go over, like, you know, some of the, I guess you could say, points we don't know, or some of the stuff that's kind of hidden and everything that, like, not many people do know, since there's a lot of stuff in here that, like, you know, everyone pretty much knows already, like the fact that there will be 6 extra episodes in 2021. One of the things that's mentioned is, what does this mean? Will we get a shorter, like, you know, run for season 11, which obviously is a no, since we've already heard that'll be 24, I think, episodes, which is awesome, because like I said or mentioned before, anything, like a lot of people have been saying, is that, like, you know, to have a huge final season or anything, just finish out the story and, like, flesh out every character is just, like, amazing, and just a really good idea in general for, like, you know, tons of our characters, and especially for it being, like, you know, the final season with, like, you know, the Commonwealth, which I hope they're going to plan on, like, you know, making the Commonwealth story better in, like, you know, the show, or at least, you know, on screen, because I've heard a lot of complaints about, like, you know, the Commonwealth arc inside the comics, and I think how not a lot of people actually liked it and they felt it was kind of just bleh. But later on in the article, it says it doesn't have 300 zombie extras and is seen breathing on all of our actors, Kang said. It's been a really interesting and fun creative challenge for us on the writing side to do some deep dives into some of our characters. Now, I'm assuming this will mean, like, as it says and everything, is going, like, taking a deep dive into a lot of our characters, like, because, throughout this Whisper arc, a lot of our characters have been kind of, like, going back and forth, doing all this, like, stuff and everything. So I'm assuming this will kind of bring us into a season 2 type-esque, like, extra episodes and everything, because in season 2, there was a lot of moments between more so characters, like, rather than, like, story. Like, it was more of so just character and on character and everything, which sounds kind of wrong, but it'll be more of so exploring our characters and everything and just them rather than, like, the story. Also in the article, it says by Scott Gimple that they were conceived as great stories, but kept in mind that, like, to do in the safest way as possible. And what I find fascinating is with those constraints, these 6 extra episodes are the best scripts we've done. Now, obviously, since they can't have many characters on set with each other, I'm assuming with constraints of only having, like, very minimal people near each other, I'm assuming that these will be, like, 2 character story, like, episodes, like, we might have, and yet this moves on to the scary aspect of this news, is I'm assuming we might have, like, Daryl and Carol and Maggie and Negan, which I did hear we might be getting Maggie and Negan and everything, since they're both featured, like, in these 6 extra episodes. I feel we'll get some of, like, Maggie and Negan, and I hope we don't get Negan exiled, because in the season 10 finale, episode 16, Certain Doom, when Lydia said, "Are you still here?" and, like, Negan said something like, "We'll see," or, like, for now. So I hope that doesn't mean, like, Maggie's gonna exile him in these 6 extra episodes, because they made him such a likable character, and such a character that has so much more character than the, like, comic book character, or so much more likability to the point where people will want him to stay on for season 11. And, from then on after season 11, we'll see what happens with him then. It also moves on to say, Kang says these 6 extra episodes will not be 6 extra random episodes. As we understand it, the 6 extra episodes will serve as a bridge to season 11, which is kind of weird, because I could swear I heard a really long time ago that these 6 extra episodes were not linked to season 11 at all, which with all the news that we're hearing right now and everything is not the case anymore and everything, or is just not the case, or was never the case at all, which pretty much I'm assuming this will focus on, our characters after the Whisper War, like rebuilding Hilltop. I heard that these episodes will also focus on, like, Maggie and, like, what's been going on with her in the Commonwealth, which with, like, Georgie and, like, just them. Well, I'm not sure if necessarily the Commonwealth. I'm not sure if Maggie's with the Commonwealth and everything. I'm not sure about that, but it will focus on, like, the Commonwealth and everything, and Maggie and Georgie and, like, all of our characters, just like I said, rebuilding Hilltop. And with what I just said and everything in the article, it says we'll learn more about Maggie's adventures, Kang said. There's lots of other stuff also that deep dives into Carol and Daryl and Negan and Gabriel and Aaron, which I wonder what they're gonna do for, like, Gabriel and Aaron. Maybe, like, exploring more of, like, that side character that was introduced in the, like, the last, or episode 16 of season 10, that kind of samurai guy with, like, the 2 sickles. And also Carol and Daryl and Negan and Maggie and everything. Yet again, hope it does not mean them exiling Negan and everything. I feel like, Daryl and Carol will have, like, a relationship to rebuild, and Gabriel and Aaron, like I said, maybe with that guy, that samurai guy with the 2 sickles. And Maggie obviously will be explored with, like, where she's been throughout all these years, ever since she's left in, like, season 9, episode 5, I think. She goes on to say, we'll see other characters in there, we'll check back in with that group, with the Commonwealth, Kang said, of, like, the new group tease at the very end of the season 10 finale. Hopefully there will be some really good stuff. I'm not even sure if I should be saying all of this, which this was during the New York Comic Con thing, which I didn't actually watch and everything, but I, like, caught some of, like, this article and everything and some, like, highlights from it. And also very interestingly enough, it says in the article, we've seen some really great stuff for everybody that's on this panel, said Kang, revealing that Carrie Payne's Ezekiel and Paolo Lazzaro's Princess will also be featured in the 6 extra episodes, which I think is really cool, because obviously in the Commonwealth and everything, we'll be exploring possibly we'll be exploring, like, Ezekiel, princesses, Eugene. Maybe they'll also be featured in the episode, which more of so makes sense, because if they're exploring the Commonwealth, and obviously, like, Eugene, Ezekiel, and, like, Princess and Yumiko were all together, so I feel like they'll all be featured in the episode once we explore, like, the Commonwealth. And since Kang also teased an adaptation of, like, the Walking Dead spin-off comic, here's Negan, which she said in the live chat of, like, the New York Comic Con, which I thought was very interesting, and like I said, hope they don't exile him, but at the end of the day, it's their decision. But I don't feel it would be the smartest idea in my opinion, honestly. Like, I just don't want him to be exiled. Like, they just talked about, like, his backstory and anything in an episode. Like I said, I feel it should be saved for Tales of the Walking Dead, but if they want to do in these 6 extra episodes, I'm fine with that. But I would just rather them not have him exiled, because I think I already mentioned this before, but I did think I heard that, like, Maggie and Negan will also be meeting each other again in these 6 extra episodes. And also, not like, kind of a last interesting thing in this article is that says, will Connie be in these 6 extra episodes, like, since she was revealed to be alive in the season 10 finale? And Angela Kang said she's not, but we have a big episode planned for her, which I'm assuming is her reunion episode with, like, characters like Kelly, Daryl, Carol, all of those people. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm very hopeful for these 6 extra episodes with, like, features of, like, Maggie, Negan, Daryl, Carol, Aaron, Gabriel, Ezekiel, all those characters and everything, especially exploring, like, Maggie, where she's been throughout all these years and everything, especially, like, the Commonwealth. Just exploring all those people, in my opinion, will just be very fun and just cool, in my opinion, and very fascinating, but scary, since also, like I said, the big scary thing is I don't want Negan to be exiled and everything, which I'm pretty sure no one does, or some people probably do. But at the end of the day, I honestly cannot wait for these episodes and everything, since I'm pretty sure they're in the middle of filming right now, actually, like I said, because Norman Reedus mentioned, I think Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, that they're in the middle of filming now with obviously extra, like, safety precautions. But what I want to honestly see in these like, 6 extra episodes are the stuff I did mention, but I also do want to see the rebuilding of, like, Hilltop. I want to see, like, all the characters, like, having a big reunion and everything. I do want to see Maggie and Negan meet up again. I do want to see, like I said, I just want to see a big reunion with, like, the Commonwealth, and obviously, like, rebuilding Hilltop. But that was all I really had for today and everything. I hope you guys did enjoy all this news and everything. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments on, like, what you guys think about all this news. Are you excited to see the backstories, or more so where every character has been and what every character is going to be doing after the Whisper War, like Maggie, and seeing what every character does after the war? What do you want to see in these 6 extra episodes? Are you excited for them to, be, like, doing 6 extra episodes? When do you think these 6 extra episodes will be premiering? Because, like, in my opinion, I feel like it will be early next year and everything, which I'm pretty sure it's been said that, like, early next year and everything, or it's just been in, like, early 2021, but I hope it's, like, very early 2021. Like, I'm not picturing December, but I'm, like, picturing, like, probably mid 2021, like, in the middle of, like, all of that. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's video and everything. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more of the latest in the Walking Dead universe. And like I said, I will make sure to link this article down below in the description. And I hope you guys did enjoy. And also, before I did end off this video, I did want to say that I will be releasing my review for episode 16 of The Walking Dead, aka the season finale, aka A Certain Doom, pretty soon. But I've been, like, fairly busy and everything. I am in the middle of writing it and everything. I'm fairly happy with, like, how it's coming out so far. And I'm pretty late on my World Beyond season 1, episode 1 review and everything. And since, Fear the Walking Dead's premiering, like, or would have already premiered by the time this video is going up, but I'll make sure to get all my reviews out for all of that and everything. That might be late and everything, but I'll make sure to get them out in general for you guys. But yep, I'll see you guys later. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.